Welcome back to the Innovation at Work radio show. We've got Jim Lanzone on the line. He is the CEO of Clicker.com. He is also, I consider him from the golden age of search engines, back when we used to use Alta Vista and Ask Jeeves. Those were the good times. I liked a lot of those. I kind of miss some of those search engines from back in the day. But so you are an internet, this is very familiar territory for you, and you're helping now pave the way as far as how do you find the things you want to watch on the internet? There's so much video, and I'm really amazed at how much high-definition video is now available online. So I actually just logged into Clicker, and you know what? I'm a fan of the ease of using Facebook Connect to log in. I hear a lot of people kind of whining and complaining now. Leo Laporte just quit Facebook. It's privacy. To me, I don't know what the fuss is about. I'm careful with, what I do, but I think it's great to have this integration. So I use Clicker. I use Facebook to log into Clicker, and now here I am. I can find all kinds of content. I mean, tell me a little bit about. You said it's kind of replaces the old TV guide. It's the new generation of TV guide online. But tell me a little bit how you decided to put this together, because there are clear differences in your static TV guide and your dynamic Clicker.
Well, we are search engine guys. I mean, the team that I brought with me is from the search world. If the right way to find shows to watch was regular old search, then that's how we would have done it. Instead, what we thought was that it needed to look a lot more like these kind of more structured sites, almost like database sites, so like Internet Movie Database or Wikipedia or TripAdvisor or Yelp. It needs to be something that you could search, but then also just navigate by category very easily. And so that's what we put together. So there's actually, again, about 1 million different items to watch, whether it's shows from regular television, it's web originals that are, of a certain premium level that are as good as television, movies, music videos. We just launched a live channel, so, Bon Jovi concerts online, or if you want to watch an oceanography symposium from UCLA, that's all available to watch now. And on our site, you could both search Darwin and see, there's a show from Nova, or there's a show at Stanford that I could watch on Darwin, or you could just navigate by category. And there's 1,400 categories that we have, from high-level things like comedy to very specific kinds of comedy like 90s or even African-American comedy. It gets very, very narrow very quickly that could match your interests.
To really drill down to find what you want. I like what you said about live, and I want to make sure I understand. You've got concerts in there, but when people say live, a lot of times they're thinking real time. They're thinking Twitter. When something happens, there's a huge earthquake, and obviously online and on TV, there's going to be videos that start popping up, reporting it. Maybe people that are there firsthand reporting it. So when you say live, does it somehow capture real time, and it's able to pull in some of those videos immediately?
Well, two things. So one is, yes. We are constantly pinging every one of these sites to get their latest videos. So if you type in a topic like, oil spill, and then hit find, our search results, you can actually sort them by air date and see, the very most recent clip or news program about that topic that's available online. But then there's also now just a burgeoning area of live streams that are constantly going on. I would almost just say it's just like a network, right? And CNN, for example, and Fox News, Bloomberg, they all have live 24-hour online-based shows. And so I'm looking at our live page right now. You could click to watch Fox News live on the air right now, or CNN. But then there's also more niche things, like, you mentioned Twitter. There's a show going on right now live on the Internet called This Week in Twitter. There's one called This Week in Startups that's coming up. So we're covering all of that, including things like, very premium things like Major League Baseball is live online. You have to pay for it. But we at least let you know it's available, and you decide whether you want to pay for it.
That's great. What about, okay, if it's live, I'm just trying to, let's say the Fox News program. it's not the same program that you would watch if you go to Fox News on TV. It's a separate, almost a separate entity, the web version of Fox News that has a completely different programming. Or is it the same thing that you would see on TV?
Well, it depends. So different programs have, some are streaming their live television feed, and some have a unique one online. I'm not sure about Fox.
Okay, so
the CNN live stream is CNN, and then you have things like WhiteHouse.gov, which when they have events, those are live, and it's exactly what you would see streaming on any news channel.
Gotcha. I like the ones that maybe have a different entity online, because I think for now, and maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, but as far as the demographic, you might have a very different demographic of the folks that are sitting on their lazy boy and turning on the TV to get their news or to get their content, and the folks that are maybe at their high definition computer monitor getting content. And so if you can have the same news but presented in a way that is more appealing to different demographics, that seems like that would be beneficial. Do you see?
Well, it's a lot easier to see those differences now, because on a site like Clicker, you can look up a topic, or you can go to the live channel and see all your different options in one place, versus the up-down channel, or even the up-downing on your EPG, your programming guide, on cable. They're so cumbersome to navigate. So I think online gives you a lot. You just have a much richer interface to be able to kind of channel surf.
I'm surprised. Hopefully you have a design patent or something going on here, because I'm surprised all of the the Verizons and Fios and the folks that have their channel guide, I'm surprised they don't start mimicking kind of the way you have this laid out and presented, because you're right. That's one of the reasons I don't watch TV. It's just too cumbersome. Trying to search, trying to do anything is just not convenient for me. And I think integrating something like this, maybe a partnership in the future where they might come to you and say, help us, let us use your graphical user interface. And
it's funny you say that. We are actually talking to almost every, call them the usual suspects in television. So whether it's television manufacturers who are kind of building internet television capabilities into their devices, or whether it's cable companies. I mean, we're talking to across the spectrum, because we're the only ones who have, put the time and effort into building this database of shows. And then I think we're really good user interface guys too. I mean, historically we've always had a focus on that. So we are in those kinds of talks.
And I like that you are above the fray. If Hulu's duking it out with, some other company that they want you to go to CBS, straight to CBS and watch their online, they're in competition. So when you talk about integration, maybe going to a Vizio and saying, hey, let's build something into the TV. You wouldn't necessarily want to go with Hulu, because then that's going to make CBS matter. So going with someone directly doesn't make sense, but going with a clicker makes all the sense in the world, because you are sitting on top of all that content, just pointing the user in the right direction.
Yeah, we make a point of trying to be Switzerland. So we purposely didn't take any investments from any companies like that, because we didn't want anyone to think that we could be biased. The three things you need to be, in my opinion, to be the next generation programming guide is to be comprehensive, to be organized so that you can easily navigate it, and then to be unbiased and sit above the fray and not, be trying to promote your own content or a partner's content. There's a called advertising, but you need to be able to trust Clicker.com to be your unfiltered guide to what's available to watch, unless we're trying to recommend things to you that are similar, that we think you might like. So we try very hard to be, stay that walk that line and to be, to be unbiased.
Smart move. This show is all about innovation. It's all about big thinkers, and we have a lot of folks in the startup community, entrepreneurs that listen. But I'm surprised at how many stay-at-home moms we have that tune in and love to listen to the show. So as we're talking about this, they might be interested in Clicker.com, but then they think, okay, so what are the parental controls? What if we start using this and 12-year-old Johnny sees it and sneaks in here when we're not around? Are there parental controls? Or are there ways to limit the content that it displays, or what? I mean, is there anything like that?
So, to date, we've not launched parental guidance like ratings and things like that, which are coming. In terms of controls, there's kind of the built-in side of what index that kind of acts as a control. So, for example, we don't index anything illegal. We're purposely trying to map out what is legally available online to watch. So there's no torrents, there's no illegal streams happening, and similarly, we also don't index porn. So that's not a category we cover, and you won't have that. Now, there's always going to be some things that are on the racier side, just like there are on regular television, where if it's Comedy Central or if it's FX late at night, there could be swearing. And HBO, obviously pushes the envelope sometimes. But sites like that usually require you to sign up and subscribe and join anyway. So I think there's kind of built-in controls for that already.
Gotcha. No, good answer. We're going to take a quick break. Before we do, if you're online, pull us up online, projectinnovation.net. You can link over on the top left to our social networking pages, and it'll jump you over to Facebook. You can see I actually posted a picture of usually what's on my big screen Vizio that's on the wall, and then I have another monitor right underneath it. I've got Clicker on top, and then the monitor on the bottom is where I actually watch this stuff. So that's how I do mine. I wonder how you do yours. Send me an email, innovationatwork@gmail.com. I'm going to take a quick break. Be back with Jim Lanzone in just a moment.
CNN Radio.